Hey guys, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here in an online call with Ivan from the band Men Without Hats. Hi, first of all.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, good.
Great. And Men Without Hats, most people watching the video should know you, but maybe some people might not know you. So can you introduce yourself? Who are you? What's your part in the band? And what's Men Without Hats all about?
I'm Ivan. I'm the lead singer and founder of Men Without Hats. We're a Canadian band. We've been around since the late 70s, and we're known for songs like Safety Dance and Pop Goes the World. And a song that's popular in Germany is a song called Security.
Uh,
So,
I think it's the B-side of Safety Dance, if I'm right.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'm not from I'm a little bit too young to know you from the 80s and the 70s, but I discovered lots of your music later on. And so you are around for many, many years now. We can't tell the whole story, but I like to ask about maybe three or four turning points that have been very important to you from the beginning
Mhm.
to now to where we now are.
Yeah, yeah. Well, starting off, we started off in the late 70s. We were a punk band, and then we switched to electronics. And I've always said that I was a child of the 70s. I grew up uh, listening to classic rock and mostly progressive rock music, bands like Genesis and Pink Floyd. And I was also involved in the disco. I was really into disco, which was a big thing in the 70s. And I've always said that 80s music, new wave music, for me was a combination of progressive rock and disco. It was synthesizer music you can dance to. And so that's what we did. And the we started off, we had a big song, Safety Dance, and that was due to me getting kicked out of discotheques when the DJ would play new wave music. He would play songs like B-52's Rock Lobster or Blondie's Heart of Glass, and we would get up on the dance floor and start pogoing, which was
Oh,
jumping up and down and
sure.
bouncing off each other. It was the precursor of the slam dancing and the mosh pit, and but bouncers had never seen that before, so they thought we were fighting, and they kicked us out.
Mhm.
So after that happened a few times, I went home and wrote a song about it. And then a few years later, I wrote a song called "Pop Goes the World" that became quite well known as well, and that was about the green movement and how if we don't stop destroying Mother Earth, she's going to blow up. And we're lucky because these two themes, the messages that you can dance if you want to, and Pop Goes the World, the green movement, are still quite relevant today. And I think that's one of the reasons why people still listen to our music, is because the message is still resonates with people today. People are still concerned with the environment, and they're still concerned about being able to march to their own drummer too, especially in this era of social media where there's a lot of peer pressure to conform, and there's a lot of censorship and a lot of expectations from people. I think people like to be told that they're allowed to think what they want and
Mhm.
do what they want and dance how they want and when they want to. So we were very fortunate for that. And
Yeah, I think this is one of the important things about your music. Many songs, not all, but many songs are like pop, like danceable, happy songs from the music, but you have deeper meanings behind them and somehow politics or social stuff. So I think this is a cool combination that is not that often. So many political bands, for example, are like punk bands, are hard and aggressive. And
yeah, well, that's what happened. That's how we started off. We started off all guitars, very noisy with a political message. But then I realized that we would have more of a chance if we made the sort of the container more appealing to them to people, you know. So that's what we tried to do, is to make a serious message with a more fun kind of music, more joyful delivery.
I think it
And
works really good. People still love
yeah,
it. And you are around almost the whole time. I think you had a small break in the 90s for some years. Is it like this?
yeah, I
Or
took a small break. I had a son. We had my partner, my wife and I had a son, and
Mhm.
I decided to be a stay-at-home dad for about 10 years. I took care of my son, and while my wife continued her studies. And but as soon as he was able to fend for himself, as soon as he got a bit older, I decided that I want to go back on the road and do what I loved. Yeah.
and you're still touring. We'll come to this later on because this was one of the reasons we got into contact. You're coming tour. But let's keep a little bit in the history now. So, what has been the best decision you made regarding Men Without Hats in all those years?
Well, the best decision was to sort of not try and reinvent the wheel, and just do what we're good at, you know. And that's why when we make new music now, we don't try to keep up with the current fashion. We just do the music that we're good at. We have a new single coming out called "I Love the '80s," and it's fits right in with Safety Dance and Pop Goes the World. It's you know it's a lot of bands try and keep up all the time, and that's not what we do. We, like I say, we don't try and reinvent the wheel. We just try and do what we're good at. So I think that's one of the best decisions that we made. Give the people what they want.
Yeah, there's. I think this is a good thing because many bands that started at that time, 70s, 80s, are not happy if you call them an 80s band. And I think you are one of the guys who says, okay, it's my time. It's where I grew up and where I've been the
Oh
biggest,
yeah.
maybe. And it's still, you still live from this probably with your hits from
Oh
back.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, no, no. We're quite happy to be an '80s band. The '80s was a great decade. There was a lot of great music, you know, a lot of songs. The reason the '80s was will be remembered is because, you know, it like disco is remembered too, because it's, you know, people can dance to it. But the '80s was, like you said, that we can dance, but it also had a message to it. But there and the songs were like a lot of sing-alongs. People remember the melodies, they remember the words. You know, it's mostly the tunes, just good tunes, good songs. You know, I'm a big fan of rap music, but I don't know how many Eminem songs we're going to be singing around the campfire in 30 years. You know,
Yeah, what do you mean?
whereas '80s music is people. We toured with we do a lot of tours with Howard Jones, for example, and Howard Jones, I mean, the crowd sings along the whole show.
Yeah.
They're singing along with his. It's like one big sing along to his whole concert. You know, I wish I was that lucky. There's a couple of songs people sing along with ours, but Howard is it's incredible. They're just and so that's it. People remember they remember the melodies, they remember the words. The '80s were great. It was a new time. It was new technology, new colors, new hairdos, new clothes, new videos. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I totally understand this. You had more possibilities to experiment, for example, with synthesizers and stuff. Nowadays, everything is always done, but back then you could try out a synthesizer, have a sound, and say, okay, this is really new. Nobody heard it before. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. It was all cutting edge technology. You know, it's unfortunate the aspect of that's one of the things that's kind of missing in today. You know, especially with artificial intelligence. You know, where you can, you know, it's there's no discovery anymore. People the thing I loved about growing up in the 70s was the mystery of the music, you know, like
Mhm.
when I discovered Genesis, the first thing I saw was a picture of Peter Gabriel with a flower around his head in Cream magazine, you know. And I didn't hear the music till 6 months later, but I had this image. I had made up this whole mystery about this band, and it drove me. I absolutely had to hear this band, you know. But it was harder. But now, you know, you tell Siri to, I want to hear this and that, and you know, it's at your doorstep right away. So it's the element of mystery is kind of gone in music, and
Yeah, I know
that's
what you mean.
unfortunate.
It's even me. I've been more in the 90s where I discovered music myself, but it was the same. I could go to a store and say, okay, I listened to one CD or one album, and it was really great. Nowadays, you are flooded with music. Even as a music journalist like me, you get 20, 30, 40 new download stuff every day to say, okay, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me. And that's just much,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, we were sort of the end of an era. We were sort
Mm.
of, you know, recording music is a bit of a dying art because when we made records, it was a different story. It was, you know, you needed a budget, you needed a label, you needed a big studio, you needed all kinds of stuff. But now you need nothing now. You need a computer and that's it. And you have artificial intelligence can do all the music for you and sing for you even now. You don't even have to be, you know, you don't have to have a voice. You don't have to, it can write songs for you. And so who knows what's going to happen, you know, that's why I think live music is going to be the next big thing. People are going to really get back into shows because it's the only way to it'll be the only way to know if it's real or not, you know.
Yeah.
Is this a real band or is this an AI band, you know? The only way to know is to go see them. And I think people need that. They'll need the human contact, the human element. I think is going to play a factor in the future. People are going to get. I think that we've only just begun to find out what social media has done to people too. You know, it's
Mm.
once people start to realize how their anxiety and their depression is being fueled by social media, they're gonna back off a bit. I think people are gonna back off, and you know, you know the civilization, people walking around with the phone in their hand, staring at their phones, and even at concerts, you go to concerts and they don't enjoy the moment. They just
Mhm.
they're filming it. You know, they're watching your concert through their phone, and so it's. I think people are going to start backing away from that and realizing that not only the danger of 5G at your head, right at your brain all the time, but you know, just people want to experience life and not experience life through their phone and through the pressure of social media.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I've been to Andy Bell, for example, yesterday, to a concert of Andy Bell, and it was great. People sing along, as you mentioned, but it was also like with the big songs, the big hits from Erasure, there have been cell phones up every time. And I thought, hey, dance people, sing, dance. If one guy at the side or maybe records and puts it online, okay. But if 20, 30, 40, 50 people are raising their phones, nobody else can see anything. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wonder. I often wonder why is everybody recording it? Why do they have to prove that they're there? Do they have to you know, because I mean the quality isn't very good, the sound isn't very good, you know, it's nowhere near the live experience. Are they just trying to prove to their friends that they were there? It's a weird experience. It's very, 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 very strange.
Yeah.
But you know, these people have grown up with a phone in their hands, so I mean, it's an
Okay.
extension of their body. You know, it's it's one step towards the implant of the chip, and then the next step is,
Yeah.
we're
But,
just
but
becoming robots,
but it's even not people that have been growing up with this. It's people in our age or older, 50, 60 years old, who do this stuff. This is not only the young people. So this is what
Yeah,
one what I
yeah,
wonder
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Very bizarre, very bizarre.
Yeah. Great. But back to you and your story and your music. I have to ask about one thing. I know you have been growing up with one guy I've always already done an interview with, and it's Pascal from TransX. He told me,
Oh
and
yeah,
so he's a
very
friend
good
of
friend.
yours. Is it like this?
Yeah, yeah, very good friend.
Yeah.
We met at school. We actually played in a band together. Just very briefly played in a band, just a school band together. Did a show together. But yeah, no, Pascal is a good friend of mine. Yeah.
So you meet from time to time, maybe at festivals and stuff.
Exactly, exactly. We met. We did a concert in Canada a while ago with Wang Chung and a few other bands, and we had a good laugh. We enjoy getting back together again.
I can understand. The funny thing is, the support of the show yesterday from Andy Bell is the booker from TransX here in Germany. So this is where it
Oh,
connects. Yeah. And we were talking about interviews and stuff, and he told me, yeah, I remember Pascal and Ivan, they have been growing up together. Funny thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Great.
Yeah, great. And back to this music production stuff. So this brings me to a question I wanted to ask. You are still doing albums and stuff. Uh, what do you exactly do the same as you did in the 70s and 80s? And where did you change your workflow somehow? Did you at any point?
Well, no, I'm I still work the same way. I mean, the technology has changed, so it obviously it will affect your work a bit, but I try to we keep it the same. It's I usually watershed. What they say call watershedding is that I don't write for a long time, and then I'll spend a few weeks. I'll write everything. I'll write 10 songs in 3 weeks, and that's usually how it happens. And but we're really we had a good time working with Brian Howes, who's a Canadian producer, and on our new stuff. And the new single's coming out very soon. We're looking forward to people hearing it because it's fun. We have a new video too. We shot a video for it, and that's a throwback to the 80s, and it's a very 80s looking video too. So I think people will like it. We're hoping.
I will have a look at it for sure. And funny thing, I was watching the Safety Dance video before interview because I really love this style of video. It was like when I first saw it, it was like somehow fantasy, somehow like comic style. So maybe at this point you can tell me what have been the challenges to do it like this back then.
Well, that video back then, I think. Well, first of all, one of the good things about that video is that it's kind of timeless. It's
Mhm.
when the video came out, everybody was expecting, like a typical 80s video with the hair and the clothes and the zippers and the pointy shoes and the dance floor and the girls. Everybody was expecting that kind of thing, and I think one of the reasons it was became popular is because it wasn't that. It wasn't a typical 80s video. It was a medieval style thing, and that's why people are still watching it today, is because now you can watch 80s videos now and you kind of have a laugh. You laugh at the hair, at the clothes and everything, at all the dance moves. But that one, it's like watching a Western, you can't really tell when it was filmed. You can't really tell exactly when it's from, so
Mhm.
it adds to the it added to the longevity of the whole song. And the the thing with that video also is when I had never met the producer before, Tim Pope, who actually ended up making almost all of our videos. And we communicated. It was way before the internet, so way before emails. And we actually communicated by letter. And we both sent each other a script, a scenario of what we thought the video should be. And the letters crossed the ocean at the same time, and we both received each other's letter basically at the same time. And we realized that we both had the same idea for the safety dance. We both had a Pied Piper type of, like, you know, sort of procession. And even the locations that I had chosen locations in Canada had we shot it there. And the locations that I had chosen actually were similar to the ones that he chose in England. It was quite uncanny. It was so that we finally met. We felt like old friends, you know. We had the same idea. So that's one of the things that added to the magic of the whole thing. And the challenges, I mean, there wasn't very many challenges. It was raining the whole time, which was that was one of the challenges, but that doesn't even show in the video. They had to blow dry my hair between every shot. But that was probably the biggest challenge. And the other challenge was we were on tour, so I had to fly there and back very quickly so that we wouldn't miss any shows. And so they flew me there and back on Concorde. So that was an exciting challenge.
And the Concorde even isn't around anymore. So
yeah. So that's
yeah, fine. But I wouldn't have expected that there has been rain, because it's like a sunny, bright video and not irgendwie dark and
yeah.
wet.
Well, it wasn't. It was a 2-day shoot, so it rained. Actually, one day it was kind of gray, and the next day, the second day, it rained. It was raining actually. So the second day is when we get into the village. Everything that was shot in the village was shot in the rain.
And something strange. I watched the video today, and I never saw it, so I'm even not sure if this is original. At the end, there have been some shots of black and white pictures. Is it original?
Yeah.
I've never saw it in the past. Maybe I didn't wait till the end in the past, but those are, I think there's a message too. And this, is it like this?
Yeah. That was sort of, anticipation of Pop Goes the World almost. It's like, you know, we better watch out or things are going to blow up pretty fast if we don't watch out. So that was Tim's idea. Tim put those in, and it's just sort of subliminal imagery at the end.
This is really, really cool move, because I was sitting there and clicking, what's this? This is a bomb. So how refers this to the video? But it is something where people then start to think it's not only just a funny video, but it has a deeper message and some wakes up at the end. Yeah, great, cool. And this brings me to your, I think it's the newest album. Album is Men Without Hats Again Part 2. Is it like this? 2022.
Yeah.
And maybe we can take this for example, because there's a song that's called "The Human Race" on it, and this also is like about this message. So what happens to the planet, to the people, or how would you describe the story behind this one?
Yeah, well, the human race, it's all about that too. It's kind of a follow-up to Pop Goes the World. It's just what's happening to us, and what we're going through. It's an amazing time to be alive. Actually, there's a lot of possibilities open to us, and so we have to be very careful about which way we go, because there's, like I say, there's a lot of possibilities, and we have to sort of choose the right one. So we have to be careful.
It's always with science, for example. artificial intelligence, as you mentioned, you can use it for the good and the bad, and you
Yeah,
see what people will do with it for sure.
that's it. That's it. You know, it's like that's why, you know, you can't always be just you can't it's too easy to be either, you know, like against technology because but technology can be good. It can be a good thing, you know. It's like the wheel was new technology, you know, back then,
Yeah,
you know. So it's like and so you can use the wheel for good things, or you can use it for, you know, you can use it for a car, or you can use it for a tank, you know. So it's like it's
yeah,
whatever you choose to use it for.
totally. And your music is made with technology. We talk with technology. This always it can always have a good side, or as you mentioned, for example, social media can be good to connect, as we did, but it can also
Yeah,
be bad when people are bullying each other, for example.
yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. It's like it's unfortunately it's I don't know how it is in Europe, but in America, it's causing a lot of problems with mental health, you know,
Yeah.
among young women, especially, you know, young girls are going through a hard time now on social media with peer pressure and, you know, trying to conform with, you know, their looks and their sort of friends and everything. It's a hard thing. It's very hard.
Yeah, totally. It's, for example, this year, no mobbing means no bullying in English. It's a German expression for this. And it's
Okay.
some organization I support here in Duisburg, where I come from. So it's for pupils getting bullied and stuff and focusing on this topic, especially. And
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, bullying is terrible.
yeah, totally. And one thing, when you look at the world, for example, as it is nowadays, one strange thing about mankind is many or yeah, many things aren't changing a lot. We still have the wars, we still have the pollution of environment and stuff. So is it sometimes that you say, okay, why did I sing all those songs back then if people don't listen to it?
Oh, no, I just, you know, whatever. Well, as far as singing the songs, I sort of, I see sometimes sometimes I think that the songs already existed and I'm just a channel, a conduit, you know, like, and I think that, change takes time. You know, it can't happen overnight. You can't really expect people to, you know, to change things overnight. There, you know, what we do is you know, artists have always, you know, historically through the ages have been trying to change things and so, you know, it you can't really expect it to change overnight, and God
Well,
has a plan, you know.
yeah. And I think it's important to raise your voice again and again and again to say there is some movement like being for a better world. Let's call it like this.
Yeah, you know, that's all we can do, you know. It's and is add I just add my voice to all the voices that are already out there, and the more people that come after me and add their voices to the voices, the change will come. It'll, you know, the fact that people are still, you know, talking about the ecology is means that, you know, I was, you know, I said something that people still resonate with, and I didn't invent it. I was just echoing something that somebody had said before, you know, before me, and so it's just, you know, it's building, it's building, and hopefully it'll lead to a better world.
Uh, so how I think. And probably you also have changed some people's worlds in their personal life and stuff. So did you meet some fans who told you stories about how you changed their life with your music?
I hear that, you know, a lot. I mean, I have fans who write me all the time and say what how important, uh, you know, the a song the songs were to them and everything like that. And that's one of the things. That's one of the biggest rewards that a musician can have is when somebody comes up to you and actually tells you how much you mean to them. You know, it's that and the smiles that I see on people's faces when we play live. You know, and that's the fuel that keeps us going. It's the energy that drives us. And we're like I say, we're fortunate. We're very blessed that we've been able to cross generations. We get to see at live concerts. I get to see my original fans who bring their children and sometimes even their grandchildren to the shows, and just the smiles on people's faces is great. It's I've said this before, but sometimes I feel that the song is, especially the safety dance, is much bigger than the band. It's much bigger than me. It doesn't belong to me anymore. You know, it belongs to everybody who enjoyed it. And I feel like a museum curator going around and presenting a musical artifact that brings joy to people, you know, and it's a good feeling. That's why I'm still doing it.
Mhm. I know because I've never seen you live so far. That's really, really sad. But my girlfriend did, and she told me that you have even played the safety dance at the beginning of the show and at the end, an I think extended version or something like this. So you are one
Yeah.
of the few artists that play their big hit twice in a show. Is it like this? Always or sometimes?
Always we
Yeah.
do that. We start with the short version of safety dance, and we end with the long one. And you know, it's something that that's one of the things I've learned over the years. At the beginning, when I first started touring, I always wanted to play new music for the people. I didn't want to play the
Mm.
songs I'd already done. I wanted always to show them, hey, we have new stuff, and I couldn't understand why people were yelling for for songs on my old albums. And over the years, I've learned that give the people what they want. The playing the safety dance twice really bookends the show nicely, you know. And I'm fully aware that people are there to hear that song, you know, that's a lot of people's favorite Men Without Hats songs. Like a lot of people have different favorite songs, but I can assure you that the majority of the people are there to hear that. And you know, to make people sit through a whole concert to hear the song that they came to hear at the end or in the encore, or sometimes not at all, I think is passe. You know, I think we give it to them right off the bat so that they can relax and enjoy the show.
Yeah. And the cool thing is when they know it comes at the end again, they have something to look forward to and can enjoy everything in between as well. So, and discovering
Yeah,
the new stuff. So it's cool to discover new music of you and they can say,
yeah,
okay, we'll dance, and in between we can dance to other songs.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
great.
it. That's
We
it.
can dance.
Yeah,
Great. And so let's come to the tour. It's the upcoming tour. This is the reason why we got into contact. I was seeing, oh, you're playing in Europe, and I think it starts at the end of August in England,
yep.
and then you're around. So, um, where and which countries will you visit for the people outside just having some advertisement?
Well, we start off in the UK. We do some shows there. Then we can move on to the Netherlands, Germany. We hit Scandinavia after that. We're doing Denmark and Sweden and Norway. And we end up in Norway, then we fly back and it's back to North America. We're doing North America before and after Europe too. So it's we'll be out for a while.
There'll be lots of shows, yeah. And you mentioned the new single, I Love the 80s. So will this be out before you come to Europe or?
It is. It's coming out on the 26th of June. So it'll the video and the single will be out. So the new song will be in the set too. It's going to be it'll be fun. We're really looking forward to people hearing it. I think people are going to enjoy it. It
Yeah,
brings back one of the great decades in music, so it's good.
yeah. And I think people can sing along then and dance to it as well on your
Oh
shows.
yeah, yeah.
And do you already have some support, or do you play with support? I think the show my girlfriend saw was without some.
Yeah, there'll be different supports in different areas too. So I'm not quite sure. It'll be up to the individual promoters.
I see. And is it like you're playing, for example, I think the NCN festival as well. So
Yes, yeah.
when you come, what do you like most about Europe? Playing here, being here around.
Oh, I love being in Europe. I studied in France for a year. I lived there for a year, so I it's always good to get back and reconnect. My first wife was from France, so it's good to get back there. I love traveling too. It's one of the things I enjoy. I enjoy meeting the different people, different cultures, and just getting, a new outlook on things. It's good. I love it. That's why I still tour.
And hopefully for many years, so that one day I can see you as well.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
great. So the new single, is this meaning that there's a new album coming, or is it just a standalone now?
No, no, it's a new album. There'll be a new album in the fall. In October, we're putting out a new album it'll include the new single and 6 or 7 other songs.
Oh, great. So this is a cool message. So we can talk about this when it comes out, maybe if you like.
Yeah,
Promote it a little
sure.
bit and dig deeper into the new music. Now, today we have done lots of story and history of your band and then we can dig a little bit into the new album. For
Yeah,
today, I think we have a lot of material and people can watch and have fun, come to the tour.
great.
Do we have some message for the people outside, some greetings or someone you want to talk to?
Well, I'd just like to tell everybody that you could still dance if you want to, and we're hoping to see everybody soon in the UK and Germany and Scandinavia. We're looking forward to seeing you this summer.
Yeah, great. This was a great talk for me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Pe
Well,
People
thanks.
outside,
Thank
thanks
you.
for watching.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Men Without Hats, great band, great music. I can tell you. Come to the tour and I say bye bye, cheers.
Take care, everybody.